moment you enter our doors, you're met with kindness and care. Our reception area is designed to be more than just a waiting room. It is a place of calm, thoughtfully created to ease the weight of grief. In our private conference room, conversations are guided by empathy. Here, our client experience coordinators sit beside you, not just across the table to help plan a service that truly reflects your loved one's story. Whether it's a traditional farewell or a personalized celebration of life, we take time to understand your wishes and offer thoughtful guidance. At the heart of our organization is a dedicated manager who ensures that everything runs smoothly, from the smallest detail to the final farewell. We understand that choosing a casket or a coffin is a deeply personal decision. In our selection room, we provide a calm, respectful environment where families can take their time and explore options that reflect their loved one's life, beliefs, and preference. Our spacious chapel is where memories are honored and lives are celebrated. Designed with serenity and warmth, it provides a welcoming space for families and friends to come together in reflection and remembrance. For families choosing cremation, we offer on-site professional cremation services in a setting that upholds dignity, peace, and confidentiality. Our crematorium offers a seamless and respectful alternative to traditional burial, giving families flexibility while maintaining the highest standard of care.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. I am your host, Akin Labihola, and today is Thursday, November 6th. I hope that you are ready to go for today. You've gotten up, you've said your prayers, you've given yourself some nutrition, some coffee, some tea, some orange peel tea, bay leaf tea, whatever you like. And I hope that you are ready to go and tackle today. We're almost at the end of the work week, people. We're almost there. It's just 2 more days to go. Give it your all and be productive. Yes, yes, yes. We have a really exciting show today. We have some important matters to discuss this morning, and I hope that you're ready for it. I know that you'll be excited to be a part of all those conversations. And we want to thank you for logging into our Facebook Live or YouTube channel, 102 on AMPLIA, 121 and 130 on Flow, and also channel 33 on Digicel. Yes, and we have very exciting conversations to have. But before we get into any of that, we want to go to our birthday shout-outs. Yes, and at Tobago Updates, we cherish everyone who is celebrating, and we celebrated all of those. And we want to start by saying happy birthday to Mr. Orville London. Yes, happy birthday to Mr. Orville London. a long-standing servant of the people in Tobago, well-known politician. He's been entrenched in the political landscape of Tobago for quite some time, and we wish you God's richest blessings on your special day. We know He has kept you this far, and He will keep you to go even further. And we hope that you stay safe today, Mr. London, and you celebrate with all those who hold you close to them, who hold you close to their hearts. Happy birthday to you. We also say happy birthday to Miss Carrie Mellington. Happy birthday, Miss Mellington. God's richest blessings on this special day, and we pray that you stay safe there and you celebrate in style. And we pray that everything that you set your heart to, you put God first, and He would guide you through to success. And finally, we say happy birthday to Miss Nicia Virgil. Happy birthday to you, Miss Virgil. God's richest blessings to you. We pray that you stay safe today, you celebrate good, you party hard, but you party safe. And we pray that all those around you shower you with good gifts and blessings. And may God keep you for this next upcoming year. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and if you're celebrating whatever you're celebrating, whether it's a birthday, an anniversary, you have a new job, you moved to a new apartment, you finished constructing your home, you started that business, whatever you're celebrating, you can share with us at Tobago Updates, because we like to share and celebrate with you, our viewers. All right, so let's have a conversation about what we're going to be discussing this morning. This morning, we're going to be talking to Mr. Braden Roberts, who is the Tutor Tobago officer, and he wants to talk to us about issues facing Tobago's educators. After that, we're going to have Senator David Naked, who is the Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs, and he's come to talk about opportunities for Tobago football teams. And finally, we're going to have Mr. Randy Glasgow, who is the CEO of RGP, and he's an event promoter, and he's going to be talking about his review of October Carnival 2025. So we have a very varied and exciting lineup for discussions this morning, and we want you to do us a favor. We have to go for a short break, and then we can get into the conversations. But do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live. The morning show will be right back after these messages.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Quartz is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Quartz Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Quartz Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, and welcome back to the morning show right here on Tobago Updates. Again, I'm joining you this morning a bit earlier, and I have the privilege this morning of chatting with Mr. Braden Roberts, who is the Tutor Tobago officer. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, and good morning to the viewers and listeners.
Excellent. Now, you have been an advocate for teachers here in Tobago as a part of Tutor, and this morning we're talking about a number of issues that have continued to face teachers on the island. Give us a little bit of a background on some of the developments that have been happening for teachers, and what are some of the issues that you think Tobagoans need to be aware of at this time?
Well, we have, as you mentioned, quite a few issues. One of the more disappointing one is the way in which the contract teachers are being handled, knowing that we have two persons who just came out of the same situation. And it amazes me to this date that I am advocating for this against these same people. I have to say against, because I'm not seeing the effort that they are putting into addressing the matter. They have, to me, a hands. I've never heard the Chief Secretary speak in any genuine way, significant way in addressing this matter. I am not seeing the Secretary of Education being focused on the matter. So we are always hearing about an audit, and then the audit wasn't done properly, and then they do a new audit. And then this latest audit, I heard that the ministry have issues with the audit. I'm not certain how they send the documents to the ministry, and they did not give Tutor a chance to even see it, knowing that we have been working with the division, advocating at the division for a lengthy period of time. So it's passing strange, the approach of both the Chief Secretary and the Secretary where the contractors are concerned. I have consistently been speaking about the leave classification issue as well. That to me should have been a simple matter. We had a lot of advocacy to do at the CPO office, at the ministry office. We would have engaged Chief Ad to assist in sending the request and so on for the authorization for leave to be done in Tobago. And I would have hoped that the Secretary would have been more at it in ensuring that it is completed. I believe she either was misled to believe that leave is being classified in Tobago. I heard her in an interview, which was very disturbing, seeing the effort that Tutor is putting in. I'm not seeing the division putting the same effort or the teacher putting the same effort in ensuring that we have our leave for our persons in Tobago classified. It's years of outstanding documents that just placed in boxes in Trinidad that came over in boxes in Tobago, and it is not being done. So to hear the Secretary say about this being classified more than a month now demonstrates that she is not aware of what is happening in education. And It's very concerning seeing that we would have had years of assistant secretaries in the Division of Education because it's not an easy division to manage. You remove the assistant secretary and then you give the secretary an additional division to manage. It's like I'm not seeing where the thought is going into these things. So there are a number of issues. I wrote the secretary 2 weeks ago for a meeting, a date sometime in November. While I got an acknowledgement from one of her secretaries, I haven't gotten a date as yet. Leave classification is one of those matters. So if we would have had that meeting, she would have had an understanding that it is not what she believes it is. And there are other things. We are looking at the school repair program. We are looking at all the promises made about artisan team and Tobago. There are a lot of stuff that are not being followed to completion. And I believe that the secretary hands is at so many different things that she is not aware of what is happening on the ground.
Understood. And I remember in a previous conversation, the secretary did indicate that after several conversations with the Minister of Education, that now this leave for teachers issue will be dealt with directly in Tobago. What do you think are some of the structural challenges that have not allowed that to be properly implemented?
Right, so it have no structural challenge. It's stick to it. So you had conversations with the minister. It's not the end of your job. You ensure that the ministry follows through with what they said they were going to do. I am seeing a document floated that someone signed an authorization letter. Not anybody could sign an authorization letter to devolve any level of authority to Tobago. So I'm not certain if the person who signed that letter was someone who was in the right position to sign that letter. So it's not just having a conversation. The reason why I know for sure when I heard the secretary spoke that is not accurate, I am in it. I'm a grown person. So when teachers feel pain, I feel it too. I am so much into the issue. So if the secretary touches these matters as a surface issue, have a conversation. I have several conversations with CPO, Minister, DPS, functionaries within the ministry, the Teaching Service Commission. I am there with the matters to completion. That's what education requires. So if the secretary does some of the face value stuff, we have meetings. Meetings don't fix things, you know. It's a pathway to getting things done. There's the action part of it that you need to follow up on. So I would want that we give our secretary a good opportunity and not add so much to her duties that she's not able to follow through on any one of the things that she has been speaking of.
Understood. I remember in a conversation with the Secretary for Finance, she indicated that within this upcoming fiscal, or this fiscal, because we're already in it, that gratuities and increments will be prioritized within all divisions. And I specifically indicated that there has been a huge backlog at the Division of Education and asked her if that will be prioritized. She indicated that all divisions will be, at the top of the priority when it comes to ensuring that all gratuities and increments and all those outstanding payments to employees are met. How do you feel about this?
Right. So I am cautiously optimistic with the promises made. I know that the THA would have struggled for some time with releases. And I say releases because allocations and releases are different things. So while we may have one of the largest allocations to Tobago in some years, releases had different allocations. So while they may have a desire to pay the gratuities when they are paid, then I would have that level of confidence that we're in the right path. We have had promises for a very long time. Our contract teachers have had promises about the gratuity for a very long time. The administrative divisions also indicated that they are in the process of putting these things together, so they're hopeful that by December, our contract teachers are quite aggrieved with the lengthy wait. At least they are getting a date now. I hope that they don't set up persons where, we feel a little optimistic and the anxiety is there, and then Christmas comes and then we hear about some story about the releases, because releases are not the same as allocations. I just want to stress on that. So I see the importance of honoring these outstanding payments. Money is already worked for. I would hope that the finance secretary, they find the allocations, they find the releases, the money to send to the division so that they can be paid. And when they are paid, I have no issue coming to the media, commending the THA, commending the division. But these things are taking too long. They're taking too long. And we're not getting the transparency, you know. We're not getting the conversations as to what is really happening, what is causing the delays. If the secretary was in each of these matters, she could have easily come to the media to say, this is what is happening, so we could ease the tension on the ground. A lot of teachers, and we cannot afford teachers to lose, have their morale falling. They can have low morale as a teacher. Teaching is such a significant job where we need to have our most important stakeholders, our teachers, at a place where they are functioning at their best. So the anxiety on the ground is not healthy. And if we have that clear speech, that clear directive as to what is happening in education, not just coming from tutors who are fighting for the matters, it would ease the anxiety on the ground.
Understood. And even as it pertains to teachers getting those outstanding payments that are owed to them, whether it be increments or gratuities, is there a particular group that you would like to be prioritized? Or are you in agreement with the first in, first out system that may be used?
Well, at this stage, the lengthy period that persons have been waiting, I don't know about any group to be prioritized. Everybody needs to get their finances right away. So I hope it's not any phased payment where some persons all Easter, July next year, we're looking to see who to prioritize. Everybody is deserving of their money right away. So I would not speak to any particular grouping. We have retirees not able to get their pension benefits and so on with outstanding documents in the division, like the leave classification thing, for example. So I would want us to fix things in a way where if it takes 3 months processing after your gratuity to get a pension, within 3 months you're getting a gratuity. This thing where you're waiting years to get your gratuity payments is not acceptable. So it's not about any one particular grouping at all. There are too many groupings waiting for too long. So I'm not going to have any grouping saying, oh wait, they didn't call my name when we waiting because I call a particular group. There are too many groups that are suffering with the inefficiencies of the division, whether it's through the allocations or the systems within.
Right. And I remember in a conversation with you, we discussed the school repair program and the idea of that program being done throughout the school term. Are you satisfied with the progress that is being made on that front?
Right, so let me be fair to the secretary. The secretary, in listening to her, she has good ideas. My concern is just that she's not able to follow through the number of things that is happening. She's not able to follow through on any one of them. So they would have changed the format in which school repair programs are done. There is a major company, EID Cut, that handles it. There are kinks in it, so not all the work is up to standard. Some of the work is still coming way too late. We are rushing the work. You have to revisit some of those work because things are happening while school open, so we don't get that in the media. So not everything I would bring to the media, I would indicate to the secretary, we need to get some attention to this particular thing and so forth. But the school repair program still has great improvements to be made. And we have submitted, we should not be waiting for July, August to then have this big project. After we made that submission, we heard about this artisan team. And as I said before, the secretary would have good ideas, but you're not seeing them materializing. You're not seeing them coming out to assist in the heavy spending in July, August, and also the prolonging of the material, the equipment, and so on, because we have maintenance throughout the year. So we have too many schools reaching to a state of dire need before we address them. So the idea of the artisan team, whatever the bureaucracy is there, they can look for another avenue. When you reach a roadblock, it's not to turn back. It's to look for another avenue to get where you need to go. So I hope that whatever stumbling blocks would have been in the way of that idea of the artisan team, we need to have schools monitored by persons from the IQED, where we know as works, to check some of the schools, make sure the lightings are good, make sure the plumbing works are good. Whatever it is, before you wait for July, August. So there will always be a strain come July, August if we don't fix some of these things. And I think the secretary has some of the ideas. It's just not materializing.
Understood. And what are some of the other areas of priority for tutor as we speak when it comes to teachers and teacher development here on the island of Tobago?
Well, it is resources, and resources is the problem with everything in education. Everything has a cost. And if the allocations and the releases to the division is not up to par, we would not be able to service education as we ought to. We have too many teachers without proper seating, so chairs and desks. They are still awaiting orders from the July-August period where they should have had the schools furnished. So there are children who are sitting to a single seater. There are a number of those little niggling, frustrating issues in our schools. When we look at the curriculum, we are seeing an increase in deviant behavior even within our primary school students. We need to have a change state. We have heard this Tobago-centric curriculum story, and I said the secretary would have good ideas, but they're not materializing. I don't even know where that reach, if that scrap, where along the line that is. So we are not giving our teachers, their assistants, in treat with the increased number of students with learning disabilities in our schools. We are talking inclusion, so there are a number of them within our primary school system. We are not able to reach them. Our referral system, it's very slow. We don't get the necessary help at the time that we need it, because even social services, guidance officers are limited to the number of schools that they would need to service. So there are a lot of niggling issues that are not being addressed, and I would believe it's because of the resources. The indiscipline in our primary schools, as I said before, is very concerning. They will transfer into secondary school, where it's going to fester in a bigger way. There are 2 schools with police officers. I see Signal Hill Secondary, not so much in the news, so much now with fights and so on. But there are a lot of fights still happening in our schools almost every day. So we are not handling all these niggling issues, and they would all mount up to frustration by the principal and the teachers trying to manage behavior, trying to manage curriculum. In the primary school level, we are at the bottom of all the education districts. There's nothing there to be proud of. So sometimes I would see them talking about this impact program and all the progress being made, and we are at the bottom of the table still. So we need a little honesty as well in some of the things that we are doing. But to me, the majority would be based on resources.
Totally understood. And, even as we round up the discussion, you did highlight or indicate that inclusivity and having an inclusive curriculum is important towards the development of Tobago youth, particularly when we look at children with autism and children who are on the spectrum. What has tutor been recommending, or what has the conversation been surrounding students who may not be on the side of the spectrum where they need to be at a special needs school, but they still require special attention? Are there conversations about having private institutions that are just focused towards students with autism? Because we know that is a gap in the education system in Tobago. There are persons in Trinidad who want to come to Tobago to live, but because their children are on the spectrum and there isn't a specific, curriculum or educational institution or any focus that is placed on that particular group, that hinders, persons from wanting to be in Tobago. What's the conversation?
Yes, so it's a real conversation, a real topic with the level of, autism and the other disabilities that we have in our schools. I'm not certain where the research is as to the cause of it. I'm not certain if the drug use, what are the things that are having an increase in the number of persons with autism and so on. It's very difficult for our teachers who are not specialists in special needs to address appropriately autistic children and those who have other disabilities. We do not have persons sent to our schools to assist with students like that. So our teachers try their very best to navigate. to ensure that those students get as much of the curriculum as they can get. Some of those students are actually gifted, They learn in different ways. So those teachers who are more versed in that regard would have that child benefit to the maximum. But that would be in the minority. When you have large classrooms, how much time do you really get to give to a child with special needs if attention is not given, where you give an additional specialist teacher or someone specially assigned to the school to aid in those areas? So what teachers have been doing is trying their very best with differentiated instructions to cater to their needs. I feel it for those parents who are trying their best, because sometimes you may see a child with behavioral issues when it's really other things that causing it. And as I said before, referral system is very slow, it's not efficient. So sometimes these persons go through our system not getting the kind of needs, the attention that they ought to get. So as I said before, it's resources, the manpower to help our teachers to reach those students who have special needs. And there is an increasing number. I don't know if the two schools, Happy Haven and School for the Deaf and Hearing Impaired, could accommodate all the students on the island with these particular needs. So some of them are within our government schools and our government-assisted schools.
Right. And do you think that one of the solutions to this problem could possibly be to have specific teachers and specialists assigned to the school who may be in charge of maybe like a lower level class and an upper level class that is just specific to children who have autism? So, you have the regular classes, standard 1, standard 2, whatever, but then you have a lower level class where you have maybe 4, 5, or 6 students who have autism, and then an upper level autistic class where they are learning but in a different way.
Well, definitely it's one of the possible solutions. And it's similar to remedial teachers that we had in the past, where you'll pull out the students momentarily. So it's not like if they are not integrated into the regular class at periods of the day, where you pull them up momentarily to address particular needs and have them back with their original class. So definitely that is one of the solutions. There could be any number of solutions, but we need to have that roundtable conversation. We haven't had that. We don't have those kind of things. If I don't write for a meeting with the secretary, we don't get. So the policy conversations are not there unless we write the secretary on it. We would have the division meetings where we look at the operational issues. So some of those things are discussed there, but they require policy. So, as I said before, I would have written the secretary with a list of issues. Leave classification is one of them. So those things could be ironed out if we get a date. I haven't gotten a date as yet. And we would be able to move forward. And I don't want us operating on autopilot at the Division of Education. Education is too significant of a matter in any country to be functioning this way.
Understood. And is there anything that you want to say to Tobagonians before we end off our discussion this morning?
Well, definitely I want us as a people to be attentive to details, and hold our persons to account. So that tutor's position here is to hold our Secretary of Education, because that's where we fall, to account. We hold our teachers to account, we hold our parents to account, we speak to the issues. I would want persons to be focused in Tobago and not be also into this political thing. Politics is really eroding what we have in Tobago, because everybody sees truth based on who party it is. So the truth resonates differently if it's your people. And I don't know if it have your people and my people, because we should all be one in Tobago here, trying to make Tobago a better place. So we need to cool down on just this blue and red and yellow and all this story here, and focus on building Tobago, where we are attentive to details, we're looking for improvements, we're holding persons to account in a respectful way. I'm not speaking about disrespecting persons and so on, but that is what we need, a more attentive Tobago to move forward. It's not about party and just in the clouds and not seeing about real life issues.
Understood. Well, Mr. Braden Roberts, we want to thank you so much for being here this morning and always representing the plight of teachers on the island of Tobago. Guys, we're going to take a quick break right here and we'll be back right after this. See you soon.
guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
How it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna. Look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Springs. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Good morning, Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Hey, welcome back to Tobago. Welcome back to Tobago Updates Television. Thank you so much for choosing the #1 network for all information relating to Tobago and Trinidad and Tobago. It's not Friday, it's Tuesday. It's Friday on a Thursday. This morning we have a really special guest talking about a big event happening nationwide, a youth football tournament. We're going to be chatting with Senator David Nakid, Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs, in just a bit. He's going to be discussing an inaugural tournament throughout Trinidad and Tobago. We have had so many youth tournaments in this country, where a number of our national players who are currently representing the Trinidad and Tobago team, the Soca Warriors. Yes, I'm talking about the Soca Warriors, come next Thursday. All important clash against Jamaica. I'm not sure mentally where the Jamaicans will be in terms of just devastated by Hurricane Melissa. Well, they have an all-important clash against Trinidad and Tobago come next Thursday, right here in Trinidad and Tobago. It's going to be at the Hasty Crawford Stadium. So expecting all of Trinidad and Tobago to go out there on Thursday, just as we have done for the 2 previous matches. Throw all our support behind Trinidad and Tobago. The Soca, well, they ain't no longer calling themselves Soca Warriors. I'm not sure what they're going by these days. But Trinidad and Tobago must-win game against Jamaica and then against Bermuda. Right? But we're going to take it one game at a time. So previously, as I mentioned, waiting on our guest this morning, Senator David Nakid, to talk about his inaugural tournament, which he mentioned are going to be nationwide, including teams right here in Tobago. And we have had a number of teams in Tobago normally take part in these national tournaments, and ball blasters. They normally go down there in Trinidad and come back with titles and such. So we're expecting a number of teams from Tobago to participate in it. We're going to have Mr. Nakid, or Senator Nakid, sharing all the details in terms of registration. I saw a first prize of $125,000. $125,000 for a youth tournament. Imagine your academy winning that $125,000 and what it can do for you in terms of equipment, uniforms, even travel as well. Because no easy feat or no easy task to put on an academy. Talking about training, refreshments, even giving your coaches a stipend. About traveling as well, traveling from match to match. You have to get balls for training as well. Uniforms. So $125,000, very attractive. And I know for a fact once the teams here in Tobago, the academies here in Tobago, they get the necessary information in terms of registration, they're going to jump on board. So they're standing by for Senator Nakid to come and share all the information. Of course, Senator Nakid, former national captain, a national player. I think he would have played some 38 games for Trinidad and Tobago, and even captained the team. Would have scored just about 8 or 10 goals for Trinidad and Tobago. So he will know how important these youth tournaments are. I'm not sure how they're going to manage in terms of not clashing with the current leagues that are currently happening. We already have the Tobago Football Association League currently in full swing. We also have the Secondary Schools League in full swing, but I'm sure they would have done all the necessary logistics and the conversations with the necessary bodies to ensure that we're going to have this league. So we're going to take a short break, and hopefully on the next side of the break, we're going to have Senator Nakid joining us to share more about this nationwide sports league.
Put a smile on your face when you
goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
TNTech is pleased to advise that its Roxborough Service Center has reopened. Starting Monday, 10th March, customers can once more visit the Roxborough Administrative Building to pay TNTech bills, request new connections, and more. TNTech, powering the nation into the next generation.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. We're deepening our commitment to the region, continuing to invest in the networks, services, and digital solutions that move Caribbean businesses forward. Whether you are a mid-sized business or multinational player, we bring you resilient connectivity, personalized service, and tailored IT solutions, all powered by local teams that truly have your back. We're here to help you navigate challenges, grow, and achieve your goals with practical solutions, reliable networks, and a partnership rooted in trust and your long-term success. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back, and thank you so much for staying tuned to Tobago Updates Television. Yes, and I think we finally have Senator David Nakid hooked up with us to talk about this youth tournament, inaugural youth tournament in Trinidad and Tobago. Senator Nakid, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, loud and clear. Yes, thank you so much, thank you so much.
Thank you for your invitation. Thank you. Hello to all of Tobago.
Fantastic. Of course, we are delighted to have you here this morning to talk about this David Nakid International Football Academy Youth League. But Senator, before we even get into the discussion about the league itself, let's share a bit about your academy and the works that you guys have been doing and putting in across Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, I've had my academy for over 20 years now in Lebanon. And it was one of the first private academies established in Lebanon. And we've made over 50 trips to Europe. We've placed several players, not only in the university system in the United States, but also as professional players in Europe. As a matter of fact, we have a player right now doing extremely well in Spain. So we thought that based on what we've seen in Trinidad and what the communities in Trinidad and Tobago were crying out for was grassroots football. There has been a serious gap between what we have established, which is the professional league and the colleges league system, but there's no more community football like we used to have back in the day in a serious way, where we can look to monitor the development of players, and that doesn't come with just an event or with just a 2-day event. It comes with a serious league, a serious monitoring of development, assessment, evaluation, and at the end, an achievable goal, which is we're going to have an all-star team from the league making a trip to Spain, playing against professional teams with a view to perhaps landing professional contracts for our players. You know, we have to fill that gap that exists right now within the communities, especially when it comes to youth development, and perhaps having them pursue a student athlete career. As you probably know, so many Tobagonians had or benefited from.
Yeah, fantastic. So let's discuss this international, and I say international because I saw on the advertisement that you are also welcoming Caribbean teams, if they can, to participate in this inaugural league. So let's talk about start dates and how can teams get involved in this inaugural league.
Well, we have a start date due the last week in November. We're supposed to have our media launch press conference next week, God willing. So we've been hitting the rounds. We've had a lot of interest from the media houses for interviews and so. And what we're looking to do right now, we're setting up the registration process. We have interest from over 100 clubs already within Trinidad and some in Tobago. I don't know if my brothers and sisters in Tobago are aware, but this league will also be in Tobago. We'll have 8 teams playing in Tobago, and then the top 2 teams will come to Trinidad for Sweet 16.
Right.
So it's, you know, we've spared nothing in trying to bring this development model to all of Trinidad and Tobago, and of course our government under Kamla Prasad Bisesa will not leave Tobago out, as you have seen.
We appreciate.
So we appreciate your participation. My coach, I call him my coach because he's a legend and he hasn't gotten his flowers, but Coach Bertil Sinclair is part of this. I spoke with him yesterday, and we want somebody like him who has brought a lot of value to Trinidad and Tobago. We want somebody like him involved. Ralph Arab Nelson is involved, who I played with together as a young boy with ASL. We have Hayden Ryan involved and Kevin Batiste. So we're looking to have a good representation out of Tobago. We have opened it to Caribbean teams who have expressed interest from Barbados and so, but I don't know if the logistics will benefit them this year. But you know, it shows you the kind of interest we are getting for this kind of developmental league.
Fantastic. And in terms of the age group, what ages are you looking to attract for this particular league?
We are looking to attract young players who have been basically left out of the system, but we haven't put a cap on the ages, and I'll tell you why. We want a lot of young players involved, but we also want them playing against men. I think we had a model back in the day that worked, where young players, I include myself, I include Dwight York, Russell Atterley. Since we were 14, 15, we were playing against men. We want to leave it open as an open league that both young and older players play, so that the young players get the benefit of playing against men and not only their age groups. They play against their age groups in colleges league and in other leagues, but here we want it open so that they get the benefit early on from learning how to use their craftiness, their guile, their skill in handling, maybe perhaps playing against bigger, more experienced players.
Yeah, fantastic. And you know, I'm sure those looking on, especially the females, they may be asking themselves, I mean, this league, you're always catering for the guys. Is there anything for the females as well?
Well, we definitely intend to cater for them. As you know, Kamla Prasad Bisesa should always ask about, you know, where's the women league? But we thought we'd start with a men's league this year, and definitely next year, God willing, we'll have a women's league.
Fantastic. And another question in terms of, because you mentioned that you've had interest from over 100 teams. That's a lot of teams. We're going to spread the matches throughout Trinidad and Tobago, or is it going to be at certain venues that you have already identified?
Well, we have 6 groups of 8 teams, with 8 teams in each group. So we have it in the east, northeast, northwest, south, central, and of course Tobago. So we have 8 teams in each region. They're gonna play in grounds, in community grounds that are local to where they are, to engender that community spirit, that community excitement in that particular region, and then we come together in a Sweet 16. So we're gonna have it on several grounds. We're gonna have use of the grounds in Tagarigua, Sangre Grande, Diego Martin, in Central, in South. So we are spreading it, unlike other minor leagues that probably had just 1 or 2 grounds. We're gonna spread it and bring the football. We are bringing the football into the community. We don't want the community traveling to see the football. We're bringing the football into the communities that they can come out of their houses and enjoy watching their own people in their community play and supporting them.
Yeah. And any concerns at all with the current leagues that are currently happening, like the Tobago Football Association League and the Secondary Schools Football League? Like, is there going to be a clash, or is there any concern about that?
No. We complement. As a matter of fact, we placed it in this time because it complements these leagues.
Yeah.
You know, we have 12 Pro League teams. Let's say they have a complement of 22 players per team. That's about 240-something, 250-something players. What happens to the hundreds of players that are left out of that?
Right.
In both in Trinidad and Tobago. And not only that, the colleges leagues as well, they will wrap up very soon. And what we do, we have a lot of interest already from a lot of college players, because there's a serious gap when the colleges league is finished. They have to wait until next September to begin again. That's crazy.
Right.
That could never happen in a proper developmental system. So we are looking to fill that gap. While they are playing between November and May, which is how the league is scheduled to run, we're gonna have coaches that normally do their scouting from the college system in America coming down to Trinidad to watch players and to watch teams play, and possibly give them an opportunity to go into the college system in the United States. So we're going to have a developmental pathway to being a student athlete or to being a professional. And hopefully our players will rise to meet the occasion.
Fantastic. The games, are they going to be televised as well?
Well, we've had interest from a television. He doesn't want to be named yet. Someone who has access to the television rights. So we are looking at having these games. Well, we're going to definitely live stream on Facebook and so people will have access to these games, and we're going to make sure that you get to see. But we want people coming out as well.
Yes.
We want people coming out in the communities, because there's not only the games that will be played, but we're going to have a cultural aspect as well. So in Tobago, obviously, you know, we're going to have teams from villages playing against another team from another village. We're going to have a cultural aspect during the halftime where they compete also, maybe in African dance, Indian dance, stick fighting or something during the halftime, and there are prizes to be won. So it's going to be a complete sport and cultural event coming to Trinidad and Tobago.
Fantastic. And tell me about registering. Is there like a registration fee attached to getting into the league?
Yes, it's $3,000 per team to register, but the winning prize is $125,000.
Wow, $125,000.
Yes, I think this is unparalleled. And then we have a second prize of $75,000 and a third prize of $50,000. So I think we are looking for serious teams. You know, people will pay $600, $700 to go to a vet. So if you're serious about your football, I think you can raise that registration fee. That will go towards the operational cost of the league and all of that. And yes, we're looking to make sure that we have teams properly vetted. We have over 100 teams interested. We have to bring that down to 48 teams to make sure we have it nice and properly streamlined, that we can control everything from start to finish and make sure we have a properly running, efficient, attractive league. present to the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Fantastic. So, and you mentioned that you're going to have the link for registration online. Where can persons register? And then how many persons can register per team?
Well, we'll have 22 people per team can register.
Yeah.
We're going to have it up online very soon. We've gotten our offices in order right now. And during the media launch, we let everyone know how they can register. I think we've pre-registered already some clubs.
Yeah.
So we have a good idea of how things will go within the next week to 10 days.
Yeah, fantastic. And Senator, I mean, on completion of this league in May next year, what would you see as a win for this inaugural league?
What I see as a win is the kind of community and civic engagement that we get from this league. What I see as a win is how many players that rise to the occasion and probably attract the coaches from the United States to offer them scholarships, to give them access to an educational pathway. What I see as a success is when our scouts from Spain come to Trinidad to watch players, that they see interest in one or two players. I mean, you know, in professional football, many are called, but few are chosen.
Yes.
And we want to make sure that we give them the facilities that we can then hold our youth to account. We cannot give them anything and then hold our young people to account. We have to give them the opportunity to shine, the opportunity to express their talent and to develop their potential. And this is what we have done and what we are doing under the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa, who has sanctioned this league and allowed us to pursue this path of development.
Yeah, fantastic. And Senator, just before I let you go, of course, I have to ask you about the Trinidad and Tobago national senior team, a national football senior team. We have an all-important match come next Thursday against Jamaica. I mean, your thoughts on the qualifiers thus far, and how far do you see us going?
Well, we have improved under our Trinbagonian legend, Dwight York. We have seen improvement from the first game against Curacao until the last game. So listen, all we have to do is get that 3 points against Jamaica.
Yeah.
I think Bermuda after that, if we don't be overconfident, we'll take care of them as well. And with 11 points, all things are possible, my friend. All things are possible, and I think Dwight has done a terrific job until now, trying to get our team in order. I spoke with him up to last night, and I know he's excited, looking forward to bringing that kind of spirit to the game on Thursday, please God. Hopefully, all Trinbagonians will be behind the team.
Yeah.
And with that extra push from our 12th man. We look to be in the United States and Mexico and Canada come 2026.
Fantastic. And Senator, I mean, it's been a wonderful conversation this morning about this exciting league. I'm excited, and I'm not a footballer. I'm more into cricket. But I'm excited when we have community engagement. Any departing words from you?
Well, I'm looking forward to coming to Tobago. It's my favorite place. I made no bones about that. The people in Tobago know me. I know them well. I shout out to my sister, Annette Nutt, General Secretary of the TTOC, and to all my people, shout out to my big coach, the legend himself, Gutel Sinclair. And to all my people in Tobago, looking forward to see you all very, very soon.
Yeah, fantastic, Senator. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you, my brother. You too. Same to you and all of Tobago.
Yes, man. Thank you so much. Guys, we've been chatting there with Senator David Nakid, Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Youth and Sport, and talking about his inaugural league, inaugural youth league nationwide. So happy that we have the Tobago teams going to be involved there. Whopping first prize of $125,000. I know a number of Tobago clubs, they're going to want to be a part of that. Remember the registration fees, $3,000. So you can start to raise the funds now and get registered to be a part of this inaugural David Nakid Academy Youth Football Tournament happening nationwide. Guys, as I mentioned before, it has been Friday on a Thursday, discussing some sporting business there. But don't forget, we have the National Secondary Schools Netball League. It's happening right here in Tobago at the Shaw Park Complex. We have had 2 amazing days. Yesterday was really exciting. It was long but very exciting, where we had Signal Hill Secondary. They retained their 13 and under title in dramatic fashion against Scarborough Secondary. In fact, we had a Tobago 1, 2, 3. So Compre would have won. We had Scarborough coming second, and then we had Speyside for the very first time in a national competition. They would have finished third. Today is going to be the 15 and under teams in action. Starts at 9 a.m. and we have 2 Tobago schools. We have Scarborough Secondary and Bishops competing against their counterparts coming from Trinidad. So guys, it's only $20 for adults to enter and $10 for students in uniform. Get along there at the Shaw Park Complex. I mean, you don't have to worry about the weather. We have the AC there and exciting netball action. The best of the best nationally. They are here in Tobago competing for national glory. So thank you so much for staying tuned thus far to Tobago Updates Television. On the other side of the break, we're going to have the Beneath the Surface with Ria. Yes, look out for Beneath the Surface with Ria. But don't forget, guys, to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Today is the first day. We walked from Crown Point this morning at 4 to Goodwood Recreation Ground. Tomorrow we resume here at 4 and walk to Charlottesville. The other day we start from Charlottesville to Castara, and the 4th day from Castara to Crown Point. So this is batch 8102. This is an 81 initiative. And we normally line specialists at alignment. So this time we're doing something else. We retire very in the we observe to their own little corner. Encourage people to move. We believe that we cannot, but we can. So if at this stage, at this age, we can, others will realize that even if they do have to do this on the extreme, you can do something.
Oh, it was great, you know. Listen, any opportunity to be in Tobago is great for me. Doesn't matter what I'm doing anyway. But the walk was really great this morning. And really the goal of this whole exercise is to encourage other vets to really stay active, to set goals and to continue things even as we get older.
It wasn't bad at all, but just coming up the Shangi Hill, I started to get a little pressure. You know anything. They said, is it walking? I walk. It was cool. It wasn't bad at all. I'm looking forward to the second leg. From here, from Goodwood to Charlottesville. To walk around Tobago is a plus for me. I want to walk around Tobago. So I want to make the whole thing.
For me, it's a very good initiative, especially based on the reason, you know, I mean, just to show support for all our fallen comrades. And and it's all about, you know, living a healthy lifestyle and just keeping active.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special. I am you and you are me. Together we stronger. Good morning Tobago. Good morning Tobago. Good morning Tobago.
Good morning, Tobago, and welcome this morning to GMT. Good morning, Tobago. We're really happy to be in your company. I'm your host today, Rhea Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Viewers, quite an interesting time we've been having these last few days as we focus on Beneath the Surface, a very special series coming to you here through the Tobago Update television as we focus and we chat with assemblymen and secretaries and area representatives alike as we focus on some of their achievements and their goals as they look forward to the upcoming election. Our guest this morning, before we chat with our guests, we just have to remind you here that for those of you viewing us, you can view us on AMPLIA channel 102, Digicel channel 33, Flow channel 121 and 130, and online Facebook and YouTube. All right, so you can connect with us and feel free. Please send in your questions, your comments online. We're on Facebook this morning, so you can check us out on Facebook. Send in your questions, your comments for our guest today. Joining us this morning is Assemblyman Megan Morrison. She is the Assistant Secretary for Community Development, Youth Development and Sport, but she also has somewhat of a background. She'll share with us. She has crossed. This is her third division. She'll share with us, some of what she's learned along the way. But she's also the area representative for the Mount St. George Goodwood area. All right, and so we're chatting with her this morning. Good morning and welcome to you, Assemblyman Morrison.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here. Good morning, Tobago.
It's good to have you with us.
Yes.
And this is straight talk, no chaser.
Mm-hmm.
Straight talk, no chaser. So it gives the public an opportunity to delve a little bit deeper into the background of who Megan Morrison is before she was assemblyman. All right. Now let's start off by asking. Give us an idea this morning of the girl, the woman behind the portfolio before politics. Who was Megan Morrison before she became Assemblyman Megan Morrison?
Megan Morrison was a community girl involved in all the activities that the village had. Mm-hmm. I've always been a straightforward person, verbally wise, since a child. Mm-hmm. I get scolded a lot. I remember my grandmother saying to me, "Come tell me what you think about this, because you're playing calabash." That's what she used to say. So if she wanted an honest opinion, she would ask me. So I've always been involved. I was part of my younger adult years in the Signal Hill Alumni Choir. I was in school choir, drama, acted for Mount St. George Youth Organization under Royal Titus, at the time preparing for Heritage and Best Village, and went into public life in terms of being a public servant on contract in the division of Sandy Hall at the time, then to the Division of Education, Youth and Sports. And subsequently, sports separated and I chose to go Youth and Sports.
Right.
That was my stint before politics.
All right. So you have some background, and that's very interesting. I love how you indicated there, what your grandmother said, because you're a plain talker. Mm-hmm. You're a what calabash?
Plain calabash.
A plain calabash. And for those out there who are trying to figure out to understand, what is a plain calabash? Break it down for them.
I try to be honest in my assessments, regardless of. I try not to have favoritism kind of thing, right? I try to be honest in my assessment of stuff, and that hasn't changed much. So you find if I can't say it as I truly see it, I would rather say nothing.
Okay. Now, you would have crossed divisions. You started off in tourism.
Tourism and culture, yes.
Tourism, culture, antiquities and transportation. And then you were transferred, so to
Yes.
speak, to health, wellness,
And
social protection. And now you are currently at community. You are the assistant secretary for
Yes.
the division of community development, youth development and sport. What are some of the achievements that you would have accomplished
over the time?
over the period of time? One maybe in each of those previous two divisions.
At the culture department, or the division of tourism and culture, I'm happy to say that I was part of the team that started the Tobago Carnival. I made that inaugural trip to Grenada with some members of the team, some professionals, some people from the orange economy and so on. And we promoted the island of Tobago. And as a result of that, there is a contingent that comes here every year subsequently for Carnival from Grenada. I don't know much people knows that. They were here up to a few weeks ago.
Right.
So we did a fairly good job in promoting the island. It was our first Carnival, and the result is clear. We have a contingent here every year from Grenada's Carnival, from Grenada to support our Carnival.
Right.
So that was culture. At the Division of Health and Wellness, I think it's my first couple of weeks there, my staff and I decided, because I realized there's a gap in the society where men is concerned. And we embarked on an initiative to go to the various communities to speak to the guys on the block, see what are their concerns. Because hardly you will find men coming to you, really. So we decided to go to them.
Right.
And we
If
decided...
Muhammad won't come to the mountain, you take the mountain.
That's
yes.
right. So we went out a couple of weeks and we went in more communities on the western side of the island, get to chat with these young men, get them to be part of the Blue Room, who eventually took prostate tests, who eventually wanted to do farming, and we assisted with some of that in pointing them in the right direction as a result of that initiative. Subsequently, and my most recent, at the same division of health, wellness, and social protection, my team and I embarked on the End Period Poverty Initiative, where we have sanitary napkins now at the division available to the persons that are in need. If someone is in need right now, they can go to the Division of Health, Wellness, and Social Protection and get some assistance. The pads are physically there for you to take part in.
And this is open to whom?
Persons in need. General members of the public, members of staff, persons in need.
So should there be an accident on any given day?
It's available to you.
Okay.
We have a, what do we call it? A lounge, a room designated for that. It's also a breastfeeding room that was part of the THA's and Dr. Faith's initiative. So it's a shared space where you can go, get your pads and so on, and be able to refresh yourselves with a bathroom just next door.
Okay, very interesting. And how has the public responded to that? Do you see persons utilizing?
I left before it was actually launched, but I was invited back for the actual launch. So I don't know what is happening right now because it was so close to me. It was very dear to my heart, and it was close to when I left.
Okay.
So I don't know what is actually happening now.
At this point?
Yes.
All right. But currently, you function within the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sports. What falls under your purview at this point?
I will say youth development.
Okay. You would say?
Yes, I would say. I would say youth development.
I'm sorry here. Is it you're saying here that you would say, is it not a clear defined line in
I
terms
don't
of
think
what
it is.
your
If I'm being
responsibilities
honest,
are?
I don't think it's clearly defined, but I would say youth development.
Okay.
And because I'm saying youth development, there are several initiatives under youth development and the youth department that couple we have met, which is the YES program ongoing for several
Right.
years.
Yes. And this was under previous administration, yes? Yes.
World of Work under previous administration, it continues, which is of course preparing the young people for the world of work.
And I'm curious here, what made, because sometimes within politics and governance, it's out with the old, in with the new. What made this administration stick with these two? Let's just focus on these two, but stick with these two particular programs.
Well, it worked, right? I remember before politics, I was part of youth and sports. And I remember these are programs that are always oversubscribed. Because the fact of the matter is, some children do not get the exposure from their home environment.
Right.
And programs like these prepare them for society, and resume writing, all these type of stuff comes out of programs like these. So it worked. So it's not about you, the administration. It's about what's best for the public. And if we have initiatives that works, why not?
Hold on to it. There's always a perception of the baby and the bathwater syndrome. So you just throw everything out
and I don't believe in that.
Not hold on to what works and what is, in the best interest of the people.
Yes. Also, there is a trade trek program that started last year. I think we are on the second.
Trade trek.
Yes, so the name always kind of indicates what the program is about. So trade. We have some young people in communities because, we have youth officers and who are stationed in various communities.
Yes.
They would identify this person could do with some help. They may not have finished school, but they don't want to give up. They still want to be able to do something. And apart from that, we have a society right now that it's hard to find tradesmen, good tradesmen, right? So if you can get some people to want to do that, train them, have them qualified, and fill a gap in the meantime, they get a stipend as well. So, they have the tendency to not want to do other stuff if they have a stipend coming in and they are busy. Right? So that trade trek, it's on its second year, and it's very impactful, reaching the young men mainly in the communities who are displaced. I don't want to say displaced, but may not have had another option or, that kind of stuff. So we are trying to fill that gap.
Okay.
And there's also something that is happening for the first time. We call it Beauty Inside Out.
Beauty Inside Out.
That deals with some young people again who want to work on hygiene, healthy eating, beauty, how you put together yourself on the outside, a little makeup. If not, how do you, manage the hair and that kind of stuff in preparation.
Grooming.
For the world of work, for adulthood, for being among your peers. So that is a short course, but training in etiquette, all of that is part of it.
And this is happening.
Literacy. And financial literacy.
How key is that?
Because we just earn this little money and it gone because we're frivolous or for whatever reason. So
we've never been taught how to spend it,
haven't.
What to focus on.
Yes, what
as priority.
Important, what we have to leave back, probably indulge once in a period versus every week. You know, so financial literacy as well is part of that.
And this is through the division, yes?
That's right, your department.
What about plans to take this through the schools? Because I think these things need to be taught at primary and secondary levels.
I totally agree with you. It's a conversation to have with the Secretary of Finance to see how this can spread. But it's needed.
All right, but we're going to take a very quick break here, viewers. Remember, it is Beneath the Surface. Straight talk, no chaser. Join us just after this.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion starts around. Do more, live more. Do more, live more.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look out below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look out below, 'cause this is your show.
TNTech is pleased to advise that its Roxborough Service Center has reopened. Starting Monday, 10th March, customers can once more visit the Roxborough Administrative Building to pay TNTech bills, request new connections, and more. TNTech, powering the nation into the next generation.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear me neighbor.
Viewers, welcome back to Beneath the Surface here on GMT. Our guest this morning, Assemblyman Megan Morrison. And this is Straight Talk, no chaser. Assemblyman Morrison is also the area representative for the Mount St. George Goodwood area. And we want to get an idea of her where her mind is with regards throwing her hat into the electoral ring once again, vying, in fact, as a nominee among five other persons for the vying for the position of area representative. What does that suggest to you, Assemblyman Morrison, when five other persons from within your community say, look, I am throwing my hat into the ring as well. I think I can do this. What does it suggest to you?
Representation for most persons is not easy. But I've made it my business to try to represent well. As a result, I've had several activities within my district, and I don't know if as a result of that, representation looks a bit easy, or let me just say, maybe they are unhappy about something they probably didn't get and decide probably they may able to do a better job, but the competition is welcomed.
You are not backing down. You're not afraid. What do you believe? Do you believe you have an edge on them? What?
I do. I do believe I have an edge. I'm not backing down because while I may not have achieved a lot of what I wanted to see happen in the district, for example, I know most of my competitors are from Goodwood, if not all. And one of the pet peeves they had or have is the completion of that pavilion. Right?
Is it valid? I mean,
no, it is a concern. It is a valid concern. Granted that the challenges we had with the pavilion wasn't all THA. Initially, it was a EIDCOT project that was left abandoned by UDCOT. So the transferal of that to the THA took some time. And apart from that, we had financial challenges. So now the situation has been rectified. I think the mobilization has been paid to the contractor, and you will see the restarting of that pavilion momentarily, if it has not started as yet. Right? So that may be one of the concerns, the field, the court, all of which will start soon. I must say budgetary allocation has been one of our greatest challenges over this term. So I am happy for the little increase that we got in this new budget. So you will see something more happening, right? But in terms of the pavilion for Goodwood, the real challenge there was that UDCOT abandonment of the project. So that is what caused the initial delay in the completion of that particular project. But for Goodwood again, and funny enough, most of the stuff accomplished in my electoral district was done in Goodwood. There was this wall by the Smith's resident that has been languishing for almost 10 years. It was completed as a result of a resident coming to me. I make my overtures to the division, and it was completed. That Grandy Gully project was left abandoned as well. And I am happy to say the resurfacing of that project starts today. So the wall was done, the bridge was done, the gabion basket and so on. And they will actually have, by next Friday, maybe a completely paved Grandy Gully. And that is in Goodwood. Right? Okay. We have had that Miss Mills area resurfaced and so on as a result of representation from Megan C. Morrison. Right? So, again, I don't know if that is why people choose to show their hat in the ring, but I think I have been a very good representative coming from what we was passing for representation prior to me. I am an assistant secretary who has to depend on the various divisions for execution.
So you do not work independently?
No. What I did independently is what I did of my own accord, like my book drive, my annual book drive that started even before I became an area representative.
Right.
I have my annual, there's an initiative I do, eye testing and so on for back to school.
Right.
I also have an annual
this is
market
coming from you personally.
From me.
This is not
me and where I beg.
Right.
Where I beg and I write and ask for help and so on. So not from the assembly.
Yes.
Right? So these are initiative I undertook as a result of being area representative, because there's an actual need in our communities to better the lives. That's my aim, to better the lives of the people you represent. So sometimes I'm jokingly referred to the area rep that is the go-to, the problem solver, the one who could make it happen. That is how I'm referred to from even people that are not from my district.
Okay.
Right? So you find my book drive is massive.
So
Massive.
persons come, it's not localized to your...
It is localized to my district, but that never happens.
So persons from outside
yes,
still...
that never happens. Right? So in my first couple of years, I had sewing classes. Currently, at my district office, there is a Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday maths class for people preparing for C exam.
Okay.
Right? So I am of the opinion that when you build people, the rest will follow.
Okay.
Right? So another thing I didn't mention is Monk St. George don't feel left out. That's where I live. One of the things we have been clamoring for is that widening of the number 1 village street. Some people say it cannot happen.
Cannot happen. My question is,
happen. Some say
it
make
cannot.
it one way.
But
that
can it
would
happen?
never happen. It will start soon. As in this fiscal, as in this quarter, it will start.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Are you satisfied with the pace at which things happen within the community, within the division?
I am not.
This is Tobago. Go ahead.
I am not. And that may be because of the person that I am. I am get it done type of person. I don't like mediocre. Right? So when I am doing anything, or when I expect anything else to be done, I expect a certain standard, a certain pace. I'm unbearable to my staff at times. They know that. Because, no, this has to be done differently and better. Right? So they are the first point of contacts, I would say them. Right? But while I do understand it's not just about not being able to get it done, finance is and remain our biggest challenge when this island has been neglected for so long. Because I come from a district that had a finance secretary as the area representative and deputy chief secretary. Think about that for a moment, right? Finance secretary and deputy chief secretary.
What are you suggesting?
And my district was sorely neglected. I'm not suggesting it, I'm saying it.
Okay.
My district was sorely neglected. John Dial playing field may be cut twice a year under the previous incarnation. Under now it's a maintained field, right?
Yes.
Think about that for a moment. We have our annual not annual. Ever so often we create our hamper drive. The loaves of love for me never stopped. Every time I go out, we have the loaves of love available to distribute, even if it's just a walk. That never stopped. We had our soup kitchen in Goodwood. We had it in John Dial as well. We had meals distribution at the district office. My market, they started at the district office compound, but we realized the space was outgrown. We now have it at Bleming, where opposite where the Prime Minister's residence is, that big prepared space. That was done in collaboration with the Division of Infrastructure. We begged to help us, fix the area because there was a dumping ground. It's no longer so. People can pull over now and take in sea breeze and so on.
And relax, refresh and relax.
Right? So that didn't come just like that. That come from an area representative who is cajoling and not giving up and very stick-to-itiveness. I know when I'm in executive council, sometimes they probably fed up hear me because that's how I am. I can be nagging at times, to want to have a better word. This needs to be done. And I wouldn't stop doing that.
What do you now understand about politics now that you are in politics that you did not know before? How have your eyes been opened after coming into office?
Well, I've always liked politics, so I used to go to the meetings and stuff with my grandparents and stuff. But in terms of governance, I realized that you can't make promises. Not that I did, but you can't make promises, because when you get there, we have $1 billion in debt that contractors need their funding while you want to do something new. How do you strike a balance? Right? So unless you get there and see what is available to you financially, I think that is the biggest lesson for me. And I don't know. I think that's the biggest lesson, yes. And I didn't mention food security. Thank you, Miss Pantin. I had a refurbishment of my the fishing facility at Studley Park that was built years and unused because the fishermen found it unusable. So it was repurposed and rebuilt and recommissioned by the Division of Food Security under my tenure.
Okay. All right. I want to share, before we go to a quick break here, I want to share with you some of what's happening on the live. So Kadisha Stevens says, Megan Morrison, you're doing a great job, a great work. Keep it up. Shut down the noise and keep up the great work. Okay. We see here Faith Brebner. I've always said that Megan Morrison is one of the better area representatives in the team. Thank you for your service. All right. So that's what's coming on the live. And some persons, Petula Anola, Jack loves your colors, Megan. She loves your colors this morning.
Thank you.
All right, so that's what's coming in. And we want to invite you to share your questions and comments with us on the live. So as we continue chatting this morning, with Assemblyman Megan Morrison, you indicated earlier that maybe you have made the job look, as the area representative, you made the job look easy, or that persons may not be satisfied with your performance. How were you able to critique yourself? Because I mean, even you saying it, I mean, may say to the viewers that, well, maybe she's thinking it, but she's thinking it because she said it.
I said,
but it's not an easy place it's not easy for one to critique oneself. To look into the background of, maybe your failures.
I like to keep it real, right? And if I'm depending on someone or an entity for delivery, in my mind, I still didn't accomplish a goal I set out, right? So as a result of that, I would think, because I try to be on the other side looking in to see what people may be seeing or thinking, right? There are some things I said to my team that if they're going and protest, I'm going to protest with them, right? Because I feel the way they feel, right? So I am not going to sit here and say I was perfect. I strive for perfection, but I'm not, right? And there were some things I would have liked to see done faster, better, and it simply wasn't done. But I also want to point out, I remember getting a letter from the Mount St. George Police Youth Club asking if they can paint the pavilion at Mount St. George. I couldn't respond to it because I say, it's government place, you have to get some type of permission. I just didn't know how to respond. Granted that it wanted paint and more. And when I heard the Prime Minister announce, because we got a visit from the Minister of Sports over 2 periods, and Mount St. George Pavilion is one earmarked for refurbishment. So that made me feel good to see that we have a better communication or collaboration with central government. That has never happened before, at least not in my 4 years and not to what I've seen prior to me coming into office, you know. So I was happy for that. So I hope the Mount St. George community would soon benefit from a refurbished pavilion as opposed to paint, because it definitely needs more than that.
Okay.
Right?
We're going to take a quick break here, but when we come back, we want to talk about some of the quote-unquote failures, those areas that you're not satisfied with, not happy with. And as well, we want to take a look at some of your goals for the future. All right? So you'll share with us when we come back just after the break. Viewers, it is Beneath the Surface, straight talk, no chaser. Join us after the break.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Viewers, welcome back to Beneath the Surface, Straight Talk, No Chaser. We're still chatting this morning with Assemblyman Megan Morrison. And, you know, before we took the break, the question, we want to talk a little bit about some of the failures, or, yeah, we can term it failures. What are some of those areas, Assemblyman, that you're not satisfied with? And you believe if given the opportunity to do better, you will. What areas?
The challenges I would like to see improve, or the areas that I would like to see improve, is delivery, right? Not just from a personal standpoint, holistically. I would like to see the completion of the number 1 village street. I would like to see the Hope Field completed. Is the only thing Hope asks for, and here it has been posing to be a challenge. Hope Field. There's also that bridge in Hope that connected the Belmont Road that fell off some years ago. I would like to see that the reinsurgence of that thoroughfare, right? Brothers Field in Green Hill is where some farmers are. That access need to be fixed. They have been clamoring for it for some time, and I would like to see Brothers Field fixed, right? Goodwood, I would like to see the pavilion, the field, and the court completed in Goodwood, right? Mount St. George Village Council, I thank you because you have collaborated with me on so many occasions. For my car meet and fun day, the Mount St. George Village Council always plays a part. I remember we walked against crime and violence. That's an initiative we did collaboratively with the Mount St. George Village Council. Big up to my president, Omari Douglas, right? Young man, great potential, right? We, as a matter of fact, when I have my Christmas parties and so on for the children, massive, I cater for almost 500 children. He's always there volunteering with his team. So thank you again, Mount St. George Village Council, for the support. So I would like to see these initiatives in my community come to a fruition. It will reduce the level of crime in the district.
And I'm glad, I'm just pause for a course here. I'm glad that you mentioned that, because Mount St. George has been known to be one of those major hotspots throughout Tobago. What do you say to that? What are some of the initiatives undertaken to curb?
I'm happy to say I don't think Mount St. George is a hotspot anymore. I am also happy to report under my tenure, my district has benefited from more than 100 persons being employed. So I suspect that may have contributed to the reduction in some of the nefarious activities that may have plagued my district.
So they have jobs?
A lot have jobs. There are a lot more that need jobs, because every day you get the request.
Right.
Granted that most is not just a job, it's early morning work. I don't know if that is because they want to do something else in the evening, or I believe it's that they want to do something else after they finish early, but there is only a limited amount you can employ. You know, some of my youngsters have gone into farming, and farming is a passion of mine, an absolute passion. I must invite Tobago updates to my garden one of these days.
You have a garden?
Spend the morning with me. Yes, I do. Farming is one of my passions.
Okay.
Right now I have okras, flavor peppers, pumpkin, tomatoes.
So you grow what you eat?
Yes, I try to grow what I eat.
You listen to Assemblyman and Teacher Charles Panton, yes.
And then you know what you're eating, right? I have lettuce, pak choy, all that. So I must invite Tobago updates to my garden one of these days. But I'm happy when young people go into farming. I have hope that when I get a little older, that I would be fed from local food that is grown on the island, right?
Okay.
So I believe with those simple initiatives, that I don't consider Mount St. George to be a hotspot anymore, to be quite honest.
Okay.
Right? So,
question: how would you rate yourself? One, this is Assemblyman Morrison, Assistant Secretary within the division, as well as Megan Morrison, Area Representative, Assemblyman Megan Morrison, Area Representative. What grade would you give yourself for as the Assistant Secretary, and what grade would you give yourself as the Area Representative on a scale of A to F?
A to F.
A being the highest.
Not 1 to 10. Okay. I would give myself as Area Representative a B. Okay. As Assistant Secretary, maybe a C in this present division. I've not gotten my feet wet as yet. I'm not sure what my boundaries are, what my lines of
You feel there's more that you can do?
Of course.
What is it?
I think I'm underutilized. I have a multifaceted amount of talent and ability. I don't believe I've been able to fulfill my full potential in a division. So I would give myself a 7 in division. Because
out of what 1 to 10?
Yeah.
So you are literally crying, please work me, use me.
Of course.
And you don't feel that that's what's happening
I
at this
think my
point?
talent is wasted, if I'm being honest.
Okay, very interesting. Very interesting that very interesting that this is coming up now. You feel that your talent is wasted. What is your background? For those persons who do not know, what is your background?
Construction. Hey, who knows? I may be the next Secretary for Works. Construction, culture, tourism. Because I have a master's in marketing. I studied hospitality as well. But my main passion is in community development. I believe in building the community a person at a time. And I believe that can be accomplished if well placed at community development. Right? I truly believe that. I have a passion for people and for youths. Right? Granted, I believe community development, youth and sport as it is now is a very large division. And personally, I believe it should be separated so that focus can be placed, sports and youth, ComDev, right? Because under ComDev, you have the YES program, you have the CPEP, you have all of that currently. And I believe with the one cadre of projects and PIU and that one set of staff to do that massive division, something get neglected. Right? So that's how I feel about that. But I think I'm underutilized. And who knows?
If given an opportunity, and you did mention, maybe you could be the next. But if given an opportunity, the chief says to you one day, Assemblyman Morrison, you have a chance, you have an opportunity to select, where you would want to function. What division would it be?
It would definitely be community development.
Right where you are?
Yes. It would definitely be ComDev. Because I believe almost anything can be accomplished under community development. You get to build people, you get to build initiatives and ideas that will develop people, right? And I believe that almost any division can be subsumed in the name of developing the community, if you know what I mean. So as a result of that, I would say community development is where people get the most benefits. And I think that is where my passion lies.
As an assemblyman, are you satisfied? I know there was public outcry over the years with the relationship between central government and the Tobago House of Assembly. As it stands now, because we saw the Prime Minister coming to Tobago and the assemblymen, from what we're hearing and what we're seeing, are you now satisfied with the relationship between new central government and the THA?
I am living in hope. Although hope is part of my district, I am living in hope. I am actually, I don't want to say satisfied yet, but I am saying I'm living in hope.
Based on what you have seen
But
thus
what
far.
I've seen, I'm very hopeful and I'm happy. I'm more happy that it looks like we are heading somewhere. it looks like, well, if the increase in the budgetary allocation is any indication of what central government have in store for us, it's not what we want or what we deserve, but it's a good start, right? That means some of my projects in my districts, so I'm being selfish here, can finally get completed as a result, right? I am happy that the Prime Minister see us as allies, this assembly, this government, Tobago government, excuse. So I am happy. I don't want to use the word satisfied. I am happy so far, because I would be the first one to come out and say if I am unhappy about something happening with the central government. But as it is now, I am hopeful. I am happy to some extent that it looks like we are heading in the right direction.
Okay. If you were to be given the opportunity to be chief secretary for one day, what immediate and had the opportunity to make changes within that one day, you had the power to do in one day, what changes would you make?
What the change I would want to see made, I'm not sure it's under the purview of the chief secretary right now, but that would be regularization of land tenure.
Why is that passionate to you? Or for
land tenure means you can go to the loan bank, you can get a loan, you can get a mortgage. You now can cultivate a land, you know how have generational wealth that you can pass on to your next generation, because the generation needs a start. Right? Most of us have started from scratch, not me, really, because my grandfather bought lands at a cheaper price and I saw the value in that. But generally, right now, a young person cannot purchase land and build a house.
No, I saw some
right
prices.
now.
I saw some
it's
figures,
ridiculous.
yeah.
Right? So, if the chief secretary had the power for land tenure, and that is the change I would want to see made.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what would you want to say to Tobago's young people, the Tobago community? You are, again, you threw your hat into the ring, vying for the opportunity to serve another term. What, if you are not successful, should you not be successful, what is in place for you after?
If I'm not successfully nominated as the candidate for Mount St. George Goodwood, Tobago is my home. I still have work to do here. I have a massive garden that I would like to continue see flourishing. Probably, but really and truly, my service and work is in Tobago.
Okay.
I will still be here helping in the background if needs be. I'm here to serve. So whether I'm the candidate or not, Tobago has me.
Okay.
And that's it.
And should you be successful, what are some of the goals? What would you like to see happen within your community and Tobago at large?
I would like to see a developed Scarborough, right? I would like to see a community where basic needs are met, where young people don't always look to the THA for employment. I would want to see opportunities open, that they either want to flourish in the private sector, and as well as the projects that are dear to them, which are the pavilions and the fields and so on, completed and uplit and available to the communities to be a part of. Healthy society, they get to exercise, they get to sweat, they get to create teams, football teams, who knows. From my district might have a national champion, a worldwide champion, but we need the fields and the courts and so on up and running and available to the young people. Let me get them a start now. That's how I feel.
Question here. These are some of the promises that were made on the the campaign trail. So what is happening 4 years down the road? What is happening?
Well, as I said, as assistant secretary in any division, you depend on the whole, the team, right? And I know it's not because totally that we haven't done what we are supposed to do. The truth is so much to be done with so little resources, right? And that has been and continue to be our major challenge for delivery.
Is there a good cohesion between yourself and the secretary?
Oh, yes. I don't think I'm at war with anyone, but the secretary is the secretary.
Yes.
At the end of the day, an assistant secretary cannot sign. I could make any amount of recommendations. If the secretary don't find favor or would rather see something else happen, that is the direction it will go. Any secretary. So, and that is our reality.
And you continue to work together to better,
of course,
the people of Tobago. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Assemblyman Megan Morrison, Beneath the Surface. So certainly, folks, we are looking forward to chatting with all of the assemblymen as we lead up to the upcoming election, THA elections, as we delve into the background, what makes them tick, what makes them move, what makes them happy, what makes them not so happy, all right, and some of their proud moments and their goals as they look forward to a brighter future. We want to thank you for joining us today. We've got much more coming up tomorrow on Beneath the Surface, Straight Talk, No Chaser. So join us tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, right here on the Tobago Updates television. Have a great day, Tobago. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
There is no denying Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me. Together we strive.